guys, JF2P here again, bringing you a heavy Strat Session video for the map CP Granary. Now basically these videos are just going to be going over heavy positioning on various maps. The reason I chose CP Granary for my first map is, well, it's included in the Highlander map rotation, but it's mainly used for 6s and no one really plays 5 CP Highlander. For obvious reasons, it does tend to be a bit of a grind. But for that reason, you tend to not really know what to do as a heavy on these 5 CP maps. So basically, I'll just be going over things that have worked for me in the past and scrims. I've played about 7 or 8, I believe, on Granary. And yeah, so anyways, as you saw, I took that specific route to get to mid. That's the fastest I found, at least. And ideally, you want to be getting whipped by a soldier just to get to mid slightly faster, being sure to equip your minigun before you get around that corner so that you're not taking mini crits as you come around. And I find staying on top of these crates is probably the most viable position to be in, as you can cover so much ground on the midpoint. And here's just a couple example clips. This is just a mid-hold rather than a mid-fight, but you can see the enemy is distracted in garage, and they were a bit lit as well, and I was able to clean up quite successfully. Some dodgy aiming though, but still it was alright, and worked out quite well. Same thing with this next clip, the enemy is distracted, so once again I dropped down, and as we all know, unexpected heavies can be quite destructive. And staying in garage, blocking off the main exit point, and waiting for the Uber to fade away. And yeah, as you can see, cleaning up rather successfully. And yes. Another reason that the spot on top of the crates on mid is so viable is because on mid fights, you have great visibility over the point, and that allows you to make judgments a lot better. Now generally on mid fights, you want to sort of move basically in correlation with how well your team's doing. If you're getting picks, then you want to move up onto the feather crate up, trying to push the enemy team back. And yes, but here in this mid, we actually don't do that well, with a lot of players going down and then our medic getting backstabbed. So as you can see, moving back and getting ready to fan out. And it's very easy to drop down and escape through this back passage from the crates. And here I just cannot stress how good this spot is. Like, it's just really easy to deal out damage while at the same time protecting yourself. And you have the small health pack behind you as a little bit of a safeguard. And plus, this drop-down spot is just too powerful. Very easy to catch people off guard, and not so fun to get shot down. Anyways, onto yard. If you've lost mid and you still have players up, you'll generally want to hold yard. And this is a very strong spot in my experience for heavy, as you can greatly deny jumping soldiers from that left door, while at the same time having great visibility and also able to put pressure on the right-hand side. And as long as your medic is buffing you, your only real threat is a fully charged sniper headshot from the main garage. But your demo man should help you out quite a bit by spamming the main garage to avoid that from happening. Now, here are just some enemy perspectives of what it's like to have the heavy up in that position. So you can see health going down very low pretty quickly, and of course deters any soldiers from making any risky jumps, as you have quite a wide coverage of that point. Anyways, moving on, if you've lost yard, this is a great place to hold the house. You just want to stay around this corner, fully buffed, and then you can jump around and deal with any enemies when they're making a push. Here is a different example when we're holding yard on attack, and just same thing, come around the corner, and it's very easy to get into position quickly. Very easy to peel around corners as a heavy, especially when people aren't quite sure if you're there. And of course crits turns the heavy into a laser beam, so if you do have crits you can move forward and try and snipe some people, at least try and pressure them with some damage. Here we actually do manage to cap last point. Now as far as sneaky heavy plays, you can do it if you want, but there isn't really much point in my opinion. I think you're much more effective as a heavy on this map, as a combo heavy, staying with your medic. Here is a clip where I dropped down from the vents and managed to catch a heavy off guard. It was a bit sloppy play by me, but still, it was alright. But still, I think I probably could have done more in this instance if I was with my medic at the time. Like here, for instance, the medic's there, the soldier's going for a jump, but it's quite easy to deny soldiers once you get used to tracking their aim. Anyways, on to last point pushes. I'm just showing you a few spots that you can hang out if you choose to push from the bottom. On the blue last point, you can actually shoot through this wall, and as you can see here, not so effective at range, but very frustrating when you can't put any damage onto the heavy at all, balanced, apart from of course a sniper headshot. And once again here, just showing how you can shoot through blocks, and actually from this position, very easy to cover that top pipe. Although once again, this spot here is much better on the blue's last point, as I believe all your bullets go through rather than some of them. And yes, so if you get caught out down at the bottom, these are some good spots to keep in mind. You don't have to use these spots, it's just good to have them in your memory bank. In my opinion though, I find it much better to push from the top pipe, as you have great visibility over both sides. And well, that's the same with holding as well. If you're holding last, top pipe, in my opinion, hands down best spot. You got great coverage of both sides, and you got an escape route as well. Now, as far as where to hold when about to push the last point, this top balcony is great, because you can take out any stragglers on the top, whilst also being able to drop down and deal with immediate threats at the doors. Anyways, these last two clips show one push going up on top of the pipe, and also a push going from down below on the ground. And you can see how each is equally effective, although in my opinion, the pipe push is much better. And now here the heavy pops as Uber, and we run back and wait till they come out. We pop ours to counter theirs, manage to catch the heavy out who overextended. And I didn't grab the minigun ammo, which was really dumb, but as you can see here, I just denied a soldier from the higher ground, which makes it much more difficult for him to spam. The scout does kill the medic due to my carelessness, but do take him out, and here I can just provide great pressure. Although I'm extremely lit, my presence is somewhat intimidating. And they're running out of ammo and choosing to tank damage on the point whilst eating a sandwich, but I take no damage, so that's fine. Anyways, here is a push from down below, taking out the sentry. And also I saw that this was a key opportunity to separate the demo man from the medic, which is probably the most important class when defending the last point. And also managing to take out the soldier as well, who's also very important and able to deal lots of damage on those last point holds. So anyways, here's just a basic summary of everything I've said. Just so you know, this is just a guideline. This isn't really set in stone what you have to do, it's just things that have worked for me in the past. There are plenty of other viable ways to hold and push, so feel free to experiment. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you've learnt something today, and I hope to see you again next time in my next video. Take it easy, guys.